Olivia, I wanted to start with you first without giving any spoilers away. The character of Robin and your performance beautifully mirrors the film's tones, moving between moments of restraint to terror and then thrills. And it's such a delicate balance to strike. How did you navigate those tonal shifts and determine when to lean in or when to pull back? Because you're terrifying in this in the best possible way.
Thank you so much. I love being terrifying. Um, I guess, it was definitely a thrilling shoot, and it kind of moved so quickly that I think there wasn't really too much room to overthink anything, which is great. And I feel like with the physical transition, it was sort of like a working from the outside in kind of a thing. As my appearance slowly deteriorated, it became very easy to kind of embody a different energy. I would say that before that transition happens, I was just trying to play it not like a horror movie whatsoever, and really
Mm.
play it like a touching drama in a way. Like, this woman's obviously been through so much. She wants to be a mother so badly. She's had a lot of, pregnancy loss, that kind of a thing, and she's just so desperate to love this little girl. And for me, that's the story until it's not.
Beautifully said. And Dylan, this story was born from a nightmare that Paul had about fatherhood and those universal struggles that parents face trying to protect their child while also holding their families together. But it's told through this lens of this heightened horror world. But your performance is so emotionally grounded and lived in. What was that process like for accessing that depth, especially without having that firsthand experience? And how much did you lean on Paul to help shape your portrayal?
Thank you. Um, I agree with Olivia in that I was trying to just be in a world, not in a horror film at all, actually, and but in like sort of just a life of someone who is kind of lame and unprepared and not this like superhero type leading man, cool guy, you know? I think I was excited to see almost like how boring Daniel could be at the top because for me, a lot of this journey was like, what does it take for someone to become a father? What does it mean to be a father? What does it mean to like learn to protect someone that needs protection? Um, and I think like a good father is like a hero. So like I feel like Daniel becomes a hero at the end. That was I don't even know. That was something I talked about with Paul for sure, and we wanted to slowly find that as opposed to just like being there at the top.
But this is your first lead role and first horror movie. Are you a fan of scary movies and this genre? Or are you one now because you worked on this project? And did anything surprise you about making this milestone?
So I am a big fan of horror movies. Like it just can't be too scary. That's what I used to think. Ever since I filmed this, like I'm not scared anymore of any horror movies because I know like the behind the scenes and how it's like all fake and how it all works. So it's really cool. And since it's my first lead, it was very fun to film and it was cool to see like all the stunts and behind the scenes and what actually happens.
You're fantastic in this. And Olivia, you've worked on projects of all sizes. What is it about independent filmmaking and this genre specifically that excites you as an artist?
It's fun kind of going rogue. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Not having bunch of higher ups to answer to, and feeling like you're sort of on a satellite set where no one can touch you. And like I come from theater, and like really like basement of a church in Brooklyn theater, and it's fun to kind of feel like you can do whatever you want and get a little messy. And this definitely had a lot of aspects of that. It was really cool working with like a primarily Dallas based crew, kind of getting out of LA and working with people who live very different lives outside of work. And yeah, it's the best, and I think that there needs to be more of it. And I really respect, like, Sean Baker's a director who talks about consistently wanting to do independent films, and I think that that's very, very important right now.
Yeah, and shout out to the Dallas crew because this feels like a big blockbuster film. And Dylan, you've become a staple of this genre. When new projects come across your desk, what stands out to you, and what in your eyes define a great horror film? And what do you look for when you're deciding what to go out for?
I think horror at its best holds a mirror to things that we in society are too afraid to talk about. And that's what I'm looking for when I read horror or drama or comedy. I think I like acting because I feel like we could all be a lot more free than we think we are.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sounded very like campfire chat. Like
Yeah, and that's a green light. I feel like
The credit to
that's
Paul too.
McConaughey
Yeah.
right there.
mhm.
A huge credit to Paul too. 'Cause I think he created characters that reflect the world that we live in. I have a final question for you, but this film is such a great testament to your talent and that restraint. Is there a scene that you're most excited for audiences to see when this comes out?
Probably the like last scene of the movie where that gremlin comes out of me. That's
Yeah.
what I'm most excited for people to see.
I'm
I
excited.
guess
I barely got to see that when we were filming because I was on the other side of the door. So excited.
We can't give
this
away too much, but I'm in it too. We're being dragged into rooms, things are happening, maybe sledgehammers, maybe a lot of blood. There's a gremlin of sorts. We'll say no more.